Hello children, I am Miss Jayashree here. Today we will start Standard 9 Geography Insolation chapter. In this syllabus of insolation, we have meaning of insolation and terrestrial radiation. Factors affecting the temperature, latitude, altitude, distance from the sea, slope of the land, winds and ocean currents. So we will go in detail about insolation. The sun continuously radiates heat and light energy in all the directions. It is known as solar radiation. The flow of energy from the sun to the earth and then into space is a complex process. This involves energy transmission, storage and transport. Energy transmission is in the form of radiation, whereas energy storage and transport occurs in form of heat in the atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere. So whatever energy is coming from the sun, some amount of it is absorbed and some amount of radiations will be reflected back. Solar radiation is the only primary source of light and heat on the earth. The earth receives its heat from the solar radiation, which is a tiny fraction of the radiated energy of the sun. So, the incoming solar radiations are called as insolation. Now we will discuss about types of radiation. The sun's radiation is made up of three parts: white light that we see, infrared radiation and ultraviolet radiation. The sun also emits atomic particles called solar wind. What are solar wind? The sun which emits the atomic particles, they are called as solar wind into space. Most of the particles of the solar wind are charged electrons. These elements affect the Earth's magnetic field. The energy needed for all movement and change on the Earth is provided by the sun. Now we will go in detail insolation, terrestrial radiation, etc. So now let us discuss about insolation. The amount of solar energy received by the earth is called insolation. The sun's energy is dissipated and scattered before it reaches the earth. Only one part out of 2 billion parts reaches the earth. Before reaching to the surface of the earth, it scatters. The sun's energy reaches the earth as short wave rays. Out of the total 100% solar energy, only 51% reaches the earth. 31% is reflected back again into the space and only 14% is absorbed by the atmospheric layers, including the ozone during the insolation. So how much energy is absorbed? 14% energy is absorbed and 35% is reflected back. Now we will discuss about the terrestrial radiation. Before that, all of you please see the heat budget diagram over here. How much the arrows are coming inside and how many arrows are going outside mean the radiation, how much it is reaching and how much it is reflecting back and how much it is absorbed. That is nothing but the heat balance. So now we will discuss about the terrestrial radiation. Solar radiation, that means insolation, strikes the surface of the earth. The surface of the earth radiates this heat back into the atmosphere in the form of long waves. The heat radiated by the earth in the form of long waves are called as terrestrial radiation. Means a heat which is radiated by the earth in form of long waves is called as terrestrial radiation. Now we will discuss about the heat balance. What is heat balance? There exists a state of equilibrium on the earth between incoming insolation from the sun and the outgoing solar radiations from the earth, which is known as the heat balance. When both incoming radiation and outgoing radiation are balanced, it is called heat budget. whatever amount of energy is coming to the Earth's surface and how much it is reflecting back, that is nothing but the heat balance. When both incoming and outgoing radiations are balanced, it is called as heat budget. The diagram is given over here. Heat balance is a worldwide average balance as low latitude areas receive more radiation than they lose, while the opposite occurs near the poles. Means the polar regions will receive the slanting rays of the sun, and also they will receive the less amount of radiations than that of the main latitudinal areas. Now we will discuss about how is the balance achieved. The heat balance or heat budget is achieved. The balance of the heat budget is important for life to survive on the earth. If more temperature is also impossible for the life to survive, and less amount of temperature is also impossible for the life to survive. So the heat budget should be maintained, and it is also an important for life to survive on the earth. Since the earth rotates on its axis, the sun's rays do not warm all parts of the earth equally. This sets off several processes into motion and has an impact on the earth's heat distribution. The heat radiated by the earth's surface warms the layers of the above it by direct contact. This is called as conduction. Means the heat radiated by the earth's surface warms the layers of the earth, which is called as conduction. Whatever amount of radiation is reaching to the surface of the earth, when all the layers of the atmosphere are getting that amount of radiation or the heat, that process is called as conduction. But whereas the circulation of air and water in the ocean causes transfer of heat from one medium to another or from one level to another, this transfer heat by circulation is known as convection. The transfer of heat in the atmosphere in different layer is conduction, and circulation, motion or movement of the heat is called as convection. Now we will discuss convection currents in the atmosphere cause sea breeze. Convection current in the atmosphere cause sea breeze because of the circulatory movement of the heat. During the day, air over the land becomes warmer and rises. Cool air from the oceans moves into it and takes its place. At night, the opposite of this happens. This is because land surface gets cooled more quickly than the ocean surface and land breezes are caused. Now we will discuss about the how much units is absorbed by the atmosphere, how much it retains and how much it is giving back. The atmosphere absorbs 34 units of the Earth's radiation, but it absorbs only 14 units of the sun's incoming radiation, that is insolation. Thus, the atmosphere is heated more by terrestrial radiation given out by the earth than by the incoming insolation from the sun. The atmosphere acts like a blanket, means it maintains the balance of temperature. So now we will discuss the first point. At night, the atmosphere acts like a greenhouse and keeps the earth's surface warm by preventing the terrestrial radiation from escaping into the space. Second point. During the day, the atmosphere absorbs 14% of insolation and thus regulates the temperature on the earth. That's why the land breeze and sea breeze occurs. All of you please see the diagram. See, in this diagram it is given how the heat passes to a greater depth and how the sea breeze occupies the space in the land and how the land is getting cooled. Difference in heating of land, that is conduction, and heating of sea means the transfer of heat in a circulatory movement is called as convection. So in this chapter we discussed about insolation, what is heat budget, what is terrestrial radiation, what is convection, and what is conduction. Let us explain one by one point wise. Insolation. Incoming solar radiations intercepted by the earth. Heat budget. Balance of incoming and outgoing radiation. Terrestrial radiation. The heat radiated by the earth in the form of long waves. Convection means heating. Transfer of heat by circulatory movement. Conduction, heating. Transfer of heat by direct contact. Okay, thank you children.